it's like they have their head in the sand and they don't care. If it ain't Gucci Mane, I don't care. I mean, and that also speaks to my other concern, which is I think our students really need to learn how to develop their communication skills, learn how to be professional, learn how to handle business, learn how to follow through on things, learn how to communicate effectively, learn how to code switch. That's a term that, a lot of people say, a lot of minorities use. They say you're bicultural. You tend to switch to this certain dialect or perspective when you're with your friends, but then when you go to class, I just spit, I'm sorry.
I didn't notice.
You put on this other hat. Mm-hmm. So I think our students, if they could learn to code switch and adjust to their environments, they would really be ready for the real world. So we're working with students on that now.
Okay, but as far as the real world goes, don't you think that this apathy that you see and this lack of being able to communicate in person is just a reflection of a trend that larger mainstream society is doing?
I think it is. I think society has created technologically dependent humans who rely on everything but themselves to get things done. And that's why, institutions of higher education are supposed to be going against the grain to create these citizens who will go out and change the status quo. And so that's where I'm here, forget status quo. Let's change this. So let's create an atmosphere while you're in college to prepare you to be these change agents. Down with the status quo.
Okay, a lot to think about, but I can't think of any specific questions.
Okay.
What are the things that you actually like about this university?
I saw this question and it took me a minute to answer it. And it's still taking me a couple of minutes to answer that. I love the opportunities I've been given here at UT. I think there's a lot of potential here. I love the students here. I love the scenery. I think the mountains are very peaceful and serene. But I do think UT has a culture of stagnance and anti-progressiveness that really bothers me. But there are some things that I love about here. If I hated it, I wouldn't be interviewing with you right now. I wouldn't be here. So there are some things about UT that I love, and I mentioned those earlier. So.
Okay. Again, you've touched on this, but just in case you have something else you want to add to it, why do you think there is a need for movements like notinclass.com?
Well, I like this. At first, when I first saw the name, I was like, not in class, hold up now. Go to class. But then when I saw the purpose, I was like, after you go to class and while you're not in class, let's get together. Let's share information. Let's exchange ideas. Let's become a voice. Let's create something that brings people together. Let's do something positive. Let's leave our own legacy here at UT. I think all those are reasons why things like not in class and in class and outside of class and while you skipping class, whatever. As long as it's something positive that's bringing people together, that's really helping you grow, cultivate your skills, and change the status quo, I think it's good stuff.
Okay. Okay, now it's time for our current issues question.
Oh, they stuck this one on me. All right.
So what do you think about Obama's, what's the phrase? What do you think about the fact that Obama was rewarded the Nobel Peace Prize? How do you feel?
I was very excited. I think he deserves it, and I agree with Donna Brazil too. She talked about it last week, and I think it wasn't just about Obama. It was about a movement of change, a movement that started way before he did, and he just kind of brought it through. I think he deserves it. I think he represents change. I think it represents a lot of change that is needed in America, and I think it was a great way to reward him for the work he's done already, which represents change, going against the status quo. I think he deserved it. I was excited. I feel like I got it.
So you're not worried about later on, like 4 years from now, when maybe when World War III shoots off, you won't go, oh, maybe Obama didn't deserve that.
Nah,
not worried about that at all.
I think Obama's approach is to unite people as opposed to invoke and inflame people like the last administration. And so I don't think it'll be over. If World War III happens, I don't think it'll be because he got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay. Oh, do you have any parting words for NighterClass.com?
No, just continue being change agents. Think critically. Think for yourselves. Be cynical by nature. And just be sure that you know, and that you've looked at all sides, and that you are using your brain to lead the way. Not zombies. Critical thinking agents. Okay, I'm through.
Thank you.
Thank you.